Hello, beautiful people. It's that time again, and that we do chit-chatting here on GBC News. This is the page, your authoritative update when it comes to activities happening in the arena of sports. And today, we are taking a closer look at football development in this country, and something new is being prepared. It's behind the banner that will be unveiled in the coming days, and it's all about taking football a notch higher, bringing something more to our football that we have. A lot of people talk about our football. A lot of people have different perceptions about our game. And some feel that much can be done. Others feel that where it is, we should just forget about it and take care of something else. Others also believe that this one, when it is properly planned and executed, will be the next cash cow in this country that everybody can benefit from, both men and women. And today, I've been joined by two able, distinguished men in the house. One is a father when it comes to sports development in this country, especially football. He holds so many portfolios. And when we talk about the game football, he's one of the guys that can better explain it to us. And so when you see him attached to a project, then you understand that indeed there is something good that will come out from this particular project. And then the other gentleman is that guy that you always see, you read about, but you don't see him. You often hide behind the scenes, but his pen is mightier. If you are a fan of the Ghanaian Times, or you look at other portals in this country that talks about sport, when I mention his name, you understand the gentleman, and you also know that indeed when he also joins and starts writing it, he will tell you exactly what really happened. He will never add color to something that he hasn't seen or hearsay. So let me introduce my able guest I have here. Today, we're looking at activities of AA Sports International Ghana. What is AA Sports International? What really are they about? They are coming to explain to us, because you and I, we don't know, but they are part of it. And I have a patron of AA Sports International Ghana in the house, no other person than the evergreen, Mr. Kudjoe Fianooand. Sir, thank you very much for your time.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And then another up-and-coming, hard-working, dynamic gentleman here, Linus, Siaw Nartey. He is a colleague with Ghanaian Times and the rest. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too.
So this gentleman will help me walk through this particular subject very well. AA Sports International Ghana. What is it about? Is it an NGO? What is it about? Is it an academy they are bringing up? Is it a school? What exactly is AA Sports, and what are they about? Is it that thing that people come, okay, we are going to do justify you? Come, when you come and they finish, you say, oh, you pass, you have to pay this, pay that, and at the end of the day, then it becomes 419. Which one is AA Sports really into? And that's what they are coming to explore. So, once again, Mr. Kudjoe Fianooand, thank you very much. I know you're a busy man, but you've taken your time to be here. So let's run now. AA Sports, you happen to be a patron. So what is this AA Sports project all about?
Thank you very much. AA Sports, the AA stands for Edu Amufa.
Edu Amufa.
So that should ring a bell. He was one of our footballers who started from the academy level, played for Wafa, played for Liberty. He started somewhere in Ashama. So that should tell you the background. From Ashama through Wafa, or was it that time it was Fianooand, through Liberty Professionals, ended up in Kotoko. And in between that, even though he didn't play for the national A team, he played for the Black Meteors. So this AA Sports International is operating on about 3 or 4 thematic pillars. 1, life after football. Then 2, giving back to society. And then also mentoring and unearthing talents and giving them life. Okay, so if I want to take the first one, that is life after football. We've been complaining, or we've been wondering the fate of our retired footballers. All of them cannot be coaches. But football is a very vast industry where each and everyone can fit into it if you are well versed in whatever you're doing. If you want to be a coach. Luckily, FIFA, through the GFA, has put us on training programs. And I'm saying football is not about coaching alone. So what happens to those other ones? Those who will not venture into coaching. What happens to them after football? Even whilst they are playing football and they are earning the bucks, who advises them? What do they do with their income? So that at the end of it, they will not come back with pen in hand, soliciting for help. So that is one. And Amofa happens to be one of the right examples that you can show. As we speak, he is a Marine in the US.
From football?
Yeah.
From the streets,
Yeah.
Munchendi,
Yeah.
in the Zungos?
Yeah. He's now with the US Army.
US Army?
Yes.
From footballer to?
Yes.
Oh.
And he's not doing the army alone. He's holding a lot of qualifications when it comes to the academia. So that is one model we want to use to remind footballers that there is life after football if you manage it well. Okay, so that is one. Then number two, giving back to society. Coming through Ashama, through Tumetios and Kotoko, and now that's where he's found himself. He thinks that it's time to give back to society. He also wants to contribute his widow's mite to society, using himself as the benchmark. Yes, it is not only when you are active that you can give back to society. So that whilst they are playing, they can also be thinking of what to give back to. Society should not all the time be doling out to them. They should also, so the project is also to give back to society.
Wow.
Areas that are deprived, boreholes and things like that, they can also come in and provide those amenities. Now, looking at where he started, we still have a lot of talents all over the country. And he thinks that in giving back to society, he must also look back where he came from. There are other players, if given an opportunity, who will be better players, who could get a lot of the Abedi Peles, the Tony Eboas, the Asians, and the rest. If really they are given the right training, well mentored. So, Sports International is all about the things I talked about. Wow. Life after football, giving back to society, mentoring and developing talents.
Whoa, this is deep. I'll come back to you, but let me come to Linus. Linus, you have stayed with them, you have studied them, and then you have always been on the ground looking at areas that even though GFA is distributing boots now, footballs here and there to the Division 1 and 2s, still there are places that don't even have 5 balls to play with. They only have 1. Almost 50 players chasing 1 ball. The ball always gets spot and they are stuck. If you look at the timing of the arrival or the unveiling of AA Sports, will you say this can really be, if I will borrow the words, a game changer in our football ecosystem?
I believe yes. You see, what makes AA quite different from other NGOs is the fact that we are not only into distribution of sports equipment and other stuff, but we are also looking at taking it beyond that border. So our mission is to make sure that, based on our slogan, where we believe sports equality for all children, we are looking at making sure every child, irrespective of where you come from, irrespective of your background, where you stay, we believe that every child deserves that equal opportunity as any other child. So we are not looking at only stepping our grounds here in Accra, but we are also looking at extending our borders. Like I said, what makes it quite different from other NGOs is the fact that these kids, at the end of the day, need to better their life even when they are still playing football. So one specific area that AA wants to touch on is sports education. Now, when we talk about sports education, we are looking at going to schools, going to football teams, clubs, institutions, and then making sure he shares his idea of whatever he has gained from the onset to these kids. So at the end of the day, when we are able to do some donations, giving back to society, we are also looking at making sure that we are impacting into these kids. And how are we going to do that? We have big time scholars who will be coming to engage these kids in every aspect of education. And then we are also looking at organizing sports workshops and clinics for these talents. So at the end of the day, we are not only saying that, look, we are giving you boots, we are giving you this, but we are also making sure that we impact into you what these legend and other people who are coming on board will also give back to society. So I believe that AA is here to stay. We are on a mission to make sure that, look, we are giving back to society in diverse ways. Already we have kickstart with some projects that we did last year, even though they were not too loud, but we have taken some bold steps to donate to some clubs and to some institutions as well. So this year we have a lot at stake for people, for Ghanaians to know that, look, AA is here to stay. And that is why we want to use this medium to tell people that come June 21st at the Alisa Hotel, we're having our official media launch. And that is where we want to explore. That is where we want to let the world know that AA is here to stay.
Great. Mr. Patron, I know from where I sit, growing up, you were some of the guys that were leading Ghana sports. I know you pay particular attention to details. AA Sports is coming on board. I know you've had interactions. You even know to the extent. When should we see these seeds you are planting germinating, growing, bearing fruit? I'm talking about the timelines. So AA Sports is in, and then you launch it, and then when do we see any tangibles?
Yeah, we have everything, like we always say, on the table. That is why we can only do that after you have announced your presence. You cannot just put on a light and cover it with the bucket. Nobody will see the light. So now we want to do the launch on the 21st. As soon as we do the launch on the 21st, we come out with our short-term, medium, and long-term plans. As we're saying that the development of talent is not a one-day business. And we need to get the structures in place. You cannot go to Tamale or to my backyard, Kita, and pick a talent there and just bring it to Accra and you'll be wondering about. Or you bring in experts to come and mentor them and you don't have the facilities on the ground. So we have an elaborate program that will be rolling out. We'll give some snippets of information during the press launch, and then as soon as we do the launch and we are accepted officially as one of the tools that are going to be used to work around the 3 thematic areas that I've spoken about, the programs will be set into motion. So we have programs for the short term, the medium term, and the long term. Short term, we need to engage some of his colleagues who have played football, and as a matter of fact, still not press their button on what actually they want to do. We want to meet with them, share ideas with them, let them know that there is a lot of opportunities out there for them, enlighten them as to what they can do, what they have here, even though they are not more on the field, they are no more seen as heroes. They can be considered heroes in other spheres of endeavor. So these are the plans that we have in place, and as he said, we're going to do things differently. It's not going to be a 9-day wonder. After the lunch, then we'll go to sleep. We are dealing with somebody who has seen it all, from the streets, in the slums, on the pitch itself. Now, with a military background, also solid academically, to be seen as that if all of us should toe that line, if the program is all about, one aspect is also training the trainer.
Okay.
So if we manage to get 10 ex-players and equip them, and they also go and equip 10 each, 100 at a go. So we are not only going to meet with them, chat, no, we are also going to equip them so that they can also go back and replicate what we are doing. And that can tell you in a year the number of people we can equip for them also to go. And we are not coming to do anything. You know, when people hear that, oh, they are coming to do something like academy or stuff, we are coming to take advantage of people. Apart from that, we also want players to have that confidence, so that when they step out, they will not go that timid type. Anything that is thrown at them, they take it. They should hold onto their own, and will not go about running after agents. Even if you want an agent, at least you have an idea as to the type of agent you should deal with. So it is not only about getting kids and developing them beyond the pitch. A lot of activities will be outside the pitch. That's why I said that's for the young ones that we are going to mentor and develop. We want to develop footballers. As I said, life is very, very key. Life after football. What do you do after football? We meet some of them on the streets and we realize that, look, if we had done this thing earlier, we wouldn't have seen them in the situation that we see them now. So it's a very elaborate thing, and you are seeing only two of us. There are a lot of faces behind the whole project, and as soon as we roll out, and we will not leave the media out. That's why we are terming the lunch a media lunch.
Okay.
Because you are to carry whatever we're going to do. We cannot blow our own trumpets. We'll use the media as the mirror to get to society. So a very elaborate programs that we've lined up, but we'll kickstart it officially.
Okay, I might not know the details. I'll also come and have a feel of it. But I know you have a passion when you talk about football development. You don't leave the ladies out. You don't leave the girls out. Recently, we saw you champion it from the time you launched the First Ladies Cup. You've even gone a step further, engage BOG of all groups to come and assist women's football development. AA Sports, is it going to be all inclusive, like you said, girls part of this project, or always we give priority to boys?
No. Football now is about the women and men. So it is something that we are doing for both sexes. We're not limiting to the boys alone, because all of us sitting here, we came up from women. So definitely it is not going to be limited to the boys alone. We're going to do it across board, both men and female.
Linus, I'm coming back to you because we will be worrying you more often. I know after the launch you tell us that your presence will be on all social media handles, everything. I won't take the wind out of your sail, but sincerely, what should myself and the rest of us media guys expect from this particular project we are going to see?
Yes, they should expect a lot from us. I mean, we are going to work hand in hand with the media, especially because we believe that the media is also the third arm of government. Is one of the biggest mouthpiece when it comes to dissemination of information. So we are going to work hand in hand with the media, and we also want to tell them that we are not just into just have a one-day adventure with them, but it is going to be a long-term project, like my patron said. So gradually we have started. That is why we are calling on them. We are calling in their numbers that they should come in and support us come June 21st, because it is going to be huge. We are going to involve the media every now and then in all our projects that we are going to do. So it is not just going to be after the launch, but we are also expecting that they are going to throw or rally their support behind us, and then we are going to get to that apex that we want to get to.
So, for instance, if what Chairman Patron is saying is one of the key things you should look out for, yes, there will be a time that a serious campaign on grooming the next generation of footballers, a serious campaign on telling them they need to be in school, serious campaign for those who are even playing now to understand the need to really do the right investment. Even those who have finished playing now and who feels that life has ended, that there are opportunities they can explore. Meaning that this journey for the journalists or for us that we follow the sports thing will be better for us. Exactly. So we are not going to look at one angle and then we just hold the arms and say, okay, every day they'll come and play justified. No, but there will be more to it.
Yes.
And let me add this. when it comes to justify, ours is quite different because we have plans to come into partnership with clubs in Ghana here. Like my patron said, when you scout a child from maybe Keta Central region, and at the end of the day, you are not able to explore that talent, it becomes waste. So under AA, we are gradually bringing up our football soccer agency known as the Unique Talent, which is also one of these projects that soon we are going to unveil. So at the end of the day, we are looking at, even after this scouting, what are we going to do for these kids? That is why I said earlier, we are going to have partnership programs with most of the clubs in Ghana here, not only the premier clubs, but we are looking at the Division 1 and then the Division 2 as well, because we believe that is where talent is well groomed. So at the end of the day, AA will go into partnership with clubs after our sports clinic, after our sports workshop and other programs as well, so that these kids at the end of the day will have the opportunity to be affiliated to these clubs, but they will still have the opportunity to be under the Unique Talent, which is also a sports management agency under AA.
Great. Chairman, before we check out from the studio, I know you are busy, but for some parents we interact with, they've seen similar quote-unquote projects here and there. Their hopes will be higher, expectations should be higher, then out of the blue, it drops like something else. Is there any assurance they will see you again? Yes, they are excited. Okay, this one is coming. Parents watching us from the nooks and crannies, everybody will be thinking. Those who have heard the stories before of they selling their assets to really push their boy to get to a certain state, then out of the blue, blah blah blah. What
the situation is getting a bit different now. Parents are very alert to their responsibilities, so it is not a matter of just taking advantage or this thing going to be an idea wonder. Now you have parents pushing their kids onto the field, taking so much interest in what is happening. Parents are ready. Previously, you have to go and beg parents before they'll tell you. And luckily for us, FIFA has this program that we are going to adhere to the latter. Books and books. If you are not a child who is willing to go to school, you can be messy. You will not be enrolled on AA Sports International, because you must match the boots with the books. So that is also going to be one of the cardinal principles, so that the boy will not only play football, at the end of the day, will also join that cycle. Books should go along with the book. So it is not going to be one of those things. Well, we're going to do, and you know me, I'm a perfectionist, and I wouldn't join this group if I am not convinced that. And as a parent, even though I'm a patron, I'm also a parent, and I will not allow a child to be taken advantage of. It is something that we are doing so that tomorrow somebody check when the checklist is looked at, you say, oh yes, you've come to add something to what already is existing. We are not coming to destroy, not at all. And we are very committed. And I'm saying that the one that we are using, the vehicle that is driving this, his background, he's been on the streets before. He's felt it. And he who feels it knows it. So he's been there before. He's played a local league before. He played Liberty, a model club before. He's played a traditional club before, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, before veering into something else. A military man, not in Ghana, in the US. And he did not rest his horse. He added the academic aspect to it. So I don't think that he will be the right person to just pick somebody's child and then dump. And in as much as we want to develop the talents, I am also very concerned, looking at my position now, my age. When I turn back and I see some of his colleagues or his seniors, that is also another key
area we want to look at.
And then he also coming back.
The fact that
to
Yes,
come back
recognize
and
and say,
to come back and give
the system
society.
didn't treat me
We
well, so
shouldn't
I
leave,
won't come.
we shouldn't leave those things to the late Achu, may so rest in peace, the Essence and the rest. Look at the number of footballers we produce. If they should all decide to give back to society, I think our football will be a better place than we are seeing it today. So it is something that we are going to do and do it well. Do it well is the catchword.
Okay. I said we'll be checking out soon. But so if somebody is listening to us, these interactions you're having, and they feel that we are an entity, although you are yet to officially unveil yourself and we want to partner you, is there room
Our
for
doors are open. Whatever we will do, if you hold 10 cedis in your pocket, it remains 10 cedis. You will prepare a budget around 10 cedis. If somebody asks 1 cedi, you prepare a budget around 11 cedis. So we are opening up, and we are going to deal with the media. Let me bring this one also in. Incidentally, the three of us sitting here all have media backgrounds. So we are going to partner we are going to invite the media to come in as partners.
Okay.
So we are going to do the project together. We will not go and hide in a corner, do something, whitewash it, and come and present it to the media. The media will start the journey with us, go through with us, and end with us. So you are in there to see what we are doing, where we are going wrong, or where we are veering from our core idea. You bring us back on course. So it is not a matter of sitting down. He's a very good writer. We know him as a very good writer. We'll go and do something and then he will whitewash it and present it. No. We will not be honest with ourselves, much more our clients. So media will send out requests. All those who officially want to partners, they will be acknowledged as partners in whatever we are doing. So these are some of the things we want to do.
Great. Linus, we will be checking out from the studio in some, let's say, 5 minutes. Before the 5 minutes comes. Now, our patron, one of our patrons, has said a whole lot. You become more emotional when you see the players we read about. We were told those days that they were solely black and white. Then we hear them, and recently we are even praising the FA that they've brought in this GFA cares projects going to people and then doling out support for them. And you personally wish that it couldn't have happened that way. That they rather would be telling us that all our ex-players are doing XYZ, they are into this, they are into that. Now that all these things are coming up, young man, do you see the heroes of the past being now recognized and acknowledged in our system, looking at the foundations AA Sports is about to put in, because they are going to bring in the old players as well and tap into the knowledge they have now. Some of them feel nobody is getting closer to them, so they are hiding somewhere. You feel that this opportunity will bring them out for us to really see that even in Bono, in Ahafo, somewhere, some old player stays there and has decided to do something based on the inspiration from AA Sports.
Yes, it is going to really expose them the more, even though yes, they fought for Ghana, they give out their very best for Ghana. It is quite unfortunate that some are not really giving the necessary recognition like they need. And let me chip in this. We have one special man on board as well. Aside our patron, we have Mr. Nia Kofi. He is the former Under-20 management committee member. During the 2006 to 2009, he was part of the Under-20 World Cup team. He's also on board as well. So it tells you that these are people that they gave out their very best for the nation. They made sure they groomed the very best of players. He personally groomed Ambufa as well during his days with the satellite. So it tells you that a man like Nia Kofi didn't sit down and say that after all this I've done for people, for players, nobody has given me the necessary recognition. So I don't think I'm going to offer the help that Ambufa needs. But the very first time I called him, he was so happy to come on board. So it tells you that some of these projects really give them the platform for us to know where they are hiding, what they've done, and then what they also want to bring on board as well. So I believe that it is going to give a very huge platform to some of these ex-players who have not really been given the necessary recognition. We have other players who are also coming on board, some ex-players that he played with, some are even coming down from the States as well, because they believe it's a very huge project. And once their colleague like Mark Eduamofa has taken this bold initiative, it speaks well of them to also make sure they throw their support behind him.
Great. So, Patron AA Sports International Ghana has come to stay.
To stay, even beyond us.
Even beyond us.
So we handing over the baton to some of you when we decide to retire, even though there's no retiring age in football. But when the leaps are getting weaker, we decide, then we'll hand over to you. So it is not, he's mentioned names. I'm not an ex-footballer. Akufi wasn't an ex-footballer. But we are administrators, people who took care of them in their playing days. It is not all players who even recognize these services being rendered to them. Okay, so bringing all of these people on board, why not? We will go out there, mentor this young guy. There are some guys, maybe they've seen Kudjoe some years back. Oh, they want to be like Kudjoe. How would they get access to me? But now I will go to them through AA Sports International and then mentor them. So it is something that, as I said, paying back to society. Okay, so all these things, and as I said, we are going to engage all of you to help us deliver. We are not, let me say this, we are not coming to compete with anybody. We are just coming to complement what others have been doing already. Okay, so nobody should say, they say they are coming to set up academy. We have a lot of academies here. They are coming to do this. No. The football ecosystem is so huge. And I don't think we've tapped even 40%. So there is a lot more there. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry should come in. Brazil, I think if you want to know their main source of exports, I think it's footballers. And if we refer to ourselves as the Brazil of Africa, then we should lay the foundation so that our players can also go there and compete. Because if you can produce the Asians, the Asamoah Gyan's, the Abidi Peles, the Tony Yeboahs, who were seen as stars, not only here in Ghana, but out there, we can still produce more. And when they go, they should not go with pan in hand. They must be equipped to stand their own. So we have a lot to do. So we are not aimed to compete that somebody has done this. So we are just coming as copycats. No, we are also coming to complement whatever is being done.
To add a new flavor and a new taste to it.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kudjoe, patron for AA Sports International Ghana, and Linus, Nartey, PR, is it PR or communication team member, whatever it is. Also AA International, and the rest, you yourself. Please put pens and paper together. You said the date for the official launches, the media launches.
Yes, 21st June.
Wednesday. June 21st. Let's pen it down and let's keep an eye.
At the Alisa Hotel.
Alisa Hotel. We will see what will happen.
9 a.m.
Come and really tell the world. And then now when they start, we'll follow them so that at least the next Kudus, who might not be from Nima, but will be from somewhere like Nyankpala, somewhere, will bring the person on board. And then at the end of the day, it becomes win-win for everybody. Thank you very much. My guest here, Able Made, and thank you very much also for doing the watching. That's been the page. The page returns same time tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye for now.